Everybody, good morning, and I hope you're staying healthy, happy, and hopeful. I wanted to address a few things. The first part is the Hodge twins. First of all, I think it's great that we don't connect any political party to a certain race. Every American, no matter their color, should be able to subscribe to what they believe is best. So this thing about saying, Democrats or for blacks or Republicans, that's just a little bit low, and that's not how we're going to solve our problems. With that said, I want to say personally, I think shame on you, Republicans, for instead of using African Americans or anybody for that matter to diplomatically find a way to bridge the gap, you've instead shown yourself to be more racist by recruiting African Americans to talk in a condescending way to other African Americans who have some valid concerns. Okay? So, thus, you have created a divide among them and their own people. Shame on you. Now, as far as Candace Owens, very intelligent, articulate woman. I won't go as far as Dave Chappelle said, but I would say that if you are that intelligent, which you seem to be, then you should better use those attributes to help some of the social plights that you yourself have experienced. That is a matter of record, and try to help solve those issues instead of talking in a divisive, condescending way on behalf of the Republican Party or any party for that matter. In other words, do what's right and what your heart says is right, not what the hearts of any party representatives say. The Hodge twins, oh man, I love those two guys. I'm telling you, God, where'd you get them? I won't give them the credit I do Candace Owens. First of all, I find it very funny as a Caucasian because I'm not colorblind. I'm not going to deprive anybody of their culture, and I'm not going to deprive myself of mine. We have differences, and that's okay. But I've heard over the years, as a Caucasian, anytime we'd encounter, say, a white man who was wearing maybe FUBU, and he talked with what I guess white people have called ebonics, it never fails that the white person will go, well, somebody needs to tell him he's white. That's crazy. But at the same time, when you look at the Hodge twins, if you closed your eyes, you would swear that they were some boys from backwoods Georgia. So, how does that work, fellow Caucasians? How is it that when you encounter a white man who talks with what you deem to be a black accent, that's just egregious? But yet, when Hodge twins talk, then it's perfectly okay if they talk like this. Come on now. So we need to put all these stereotypes. It's just ridiculous, man. We're turning a perfectly urgent and serious topic into this battle between two extremes. And I'm not picking sides. My religion, my faith says there's one side, right. So I'm not going to get caught up in the line. For the liberal extremist part, you keep saying a woman's right, women's right. Okay, that's fine. Getting my testicles removed is my right too, but I don't want to. I'd like to solve the problem that would cause me to have to get my testicle removed. So try addressing that. You've put a lot of effort into giving rights to anybody that will vote for you, cross-gender, so on and so forth, which is fine. I'm going to treat them all, equally. I don't care what they do behind closed doors. I don't care if they want to wear a dress and pretend to be a woman. I know biology says that they're a man, but I'm not going to hate them for whatever they do. But where does it stop? I mean, give the Mormons their right to have multiple wives back. And can the farmers lay with pigs? You guys will stop at nothing to whore yourself out for voters. So if you want to bring something to the table, talk about the fact you don't like abortion either, and you would like to contribute some solutions to how we can make it an unnecessary thing. That might help. Both extremes need to just stop, breathe, and think this through. You go at every issue in a way that is just ridiculous. Really, it is. And to the credit of the Democrats, people talking about, oh, they're pulling down these pictures and all. What is more important? The pictures and memories and the statues of our past, or is it preserving our future? I'm not a big Nancy Pelosi fan, but yes, she removed 4 pictures of Democrats because we recognize that, that's damaging our country. We've got no problem saying Democrats made some mistakes. George Wallace was a Democrat. John F. Kennedy told him to stand down when he stood in front of the University of Alabama. That's a good American thing to do. There's nothing wrong with being imperfect. What is wrong is when you can't humble yourself. And Republicans, that's where I'm at. Mitt Romney is being ostracized because he spoke his values. Rand Paul has stood up and said, this is way out of line for Trump to make decisions that could put us at war without consulting Congress. That's what we need. Those are good Americans. It doesn't have anything to do with party. Guys, everybody needs to stop and stand back. This is not, I say it all the time, this is not a football game. These are important things. These politicians work for us. And for all the white people who keep bringing up black-on-black crimes to counter the Black Lives movement, listen, grass, it doesn't grow to the eye, but trust me, it grows, okay? And if you think cutting the grass is going to rid yourself of the problem of grass, you're gravely mistaken. You're going to have to cut it in 2 weeks, or you're going to let it grow out of control, and it's going to be all grown up around the trailer, and then little Billy Joe Lee's going to go out, and he's going to get snake bit or lost, or he might step on a beer can one of Mama's meth-making boyfriends left in the yard. How's that feel? Does that feel good? Because last I checked, the meth epidemic was not a black issue. But since we're bringing up everybody's crimes, let's call it what it is. America, we are better than this. Because if we don't realize that, we're not going to be anything worthwhile. Our children are watching. The world is watching.